Alright everybody, jumping over to the other side of the bracket, we are going to have a game against, featuring Caboose as a random Protoss against lefeu, the Zerg player. This will be Lost Temple, and they are on close spawns. So I'm going to give the slight advantage to Caboose here, just in terms of preventing a fast expand by lefeu. We'll see exactly how that plays out. The Overlord here is going to come up empty, but eliminate one of the areas where his opponent could be hiding his base. This cowardly Protoss finally warping in units, looks like giving a little love tap to his Nexus as he goes to build his pylon on the opposite side of which the probe was on. And we'll see this play out throughout the game. Whether the first pylon placement was wise by Caboose. Red vs. Blue is a great show. Maybe that's where he got his nickname, his moniker from. It features characters in a Halo setting. It was made with Halo 2 and now Halo 3, and now I'm sure Halo ODST, and further in development with Reach. I've got really nothing interesting to say at this point, although we do see an early extractor, and this will lead to speedlings right off the bat. I guarantee you that will be the first thing coming out of lefeu's gas pool. But we do have a shifty little drone here that has already scouted his opponent and is seeing all that he has. So it looks like Caboose moving one probe out, one probe back, doing a little hanky-panky. He needs his second pylon quite soon, and will probably get it at the same time he gets a cyber, but that is too late. He is moving out to make that now, getting a second gateway instead of his cyber core, and opting instead of his pylon. There we go. Wow, again we see a lot of unit buildings in production for a Protoss player. Curious. lefeu getting another Overlord and also opting for a drone. Queen is underway, as he was supply blocked for a little bit, as that drone kind of took up a little bit of supply. What I like to do when that happens, when I forget to make an Overlord on 16, is grab a quick extractor and cancel it. It's like an extractor trick, except it'll give you more down the road as the Queen comes out a little bit faster. Get that first spit off. Cybercore now in for Caboose. We'll see if we do have a stalker coming out of either one of these gateways. As soon as the Zealot comes out, we do have nothing quite yet. A Zealot and a Stalker, nice mix. This drone will be back for a scout, I assure you. These two Zerglings going to go meet up with their buddies and have a drink at the watchtower. Another pylon down for Caboose. Now we do see this Zealot trying to take up the entirety of the ramp, and it looks like this drone is trying to escape, and if he's caught, he is dead, as he already got one shot. Ooh, and the Stalker will take him out. But getting valuable info as to the tech of his opponent. Doesn't know if there's anything proxied anywhere else on the map, but it's almost safe to say. And speed is almost done. Yeah, that's right. But an expansion coming down, maybe at the exact wrong time. But if Caboose does not pressure right now, he might lose his chance entirely. Now the Stalker is moving to a very nice position to snipe oncoming Zerglings and maybe even Roaches. Who knows what's going to happen down the line on the ridge. But lair being, or no, that's a hatchery. Yes, the portrait up here is kind of tough to see. And Spine Crawler now, Speedlings are done. Has a bunch of larvae sitting there, a bunch of supply to eat up, but not enough minerals to take care of them all at once. But more Zerglings out on the field for lefeu. Not going to be able to stand up quite yet to the army that Caboose has. Warp Gate is now just getting underway. Chrono boosting an empty gateway. Eek. Hate to see that happen. But I hate to see a lot of things happen. They still do. This Stalker going to just stay inside the base where it's nice and safe. But the Speedling run by, getting a quick surround on this Zealot, losing one and only one Zergling, it seemed, to that aggression. Two Zealots and two Stalkers, now joined by that third Stalker, decided to put himself in harm's way, as joined by a fourth Stalker. So 4 Stalkers on the field, yes. I we can count together. 1, 2. Again, I feel like the count. Caboose, though, setting up a nice perimeter. Will it be speedling proof with these 2 zealots? Yes, I would say it will be. The lair is up, in fact. Hydra Den going down in the middle of nowhere, but that is more useful against a Terran player who will scan and not think that a Zerg can somewhat proxy his buildings. So lefeu does have his expansion up and making only a couple drones, and vastly, wow, where did his money go? Looks like Caboose will kill this Zergling out there and splitting it in half. It does, Red Bull does give the Zerglings wings, but doesn't do too much if they can't get off the ground. And Zealots do a great job of preventing that. So 3 Hydras now going to be in play for lefeu, as we don't see much tech. We do have a Robo facility and a Warp Observer, head fake. 600 minerals, we could see some additional... he's going Colossus. And that is good, but off one base it's hard to manage, especially with Hydras kind of slithering their way to the Zergling reinforcements. We don't have range yet on the way, and I believe that lefeu is content with his, 18 or so drones? 22 now. Needs more to keep on par with his Protoss opponent. And the Zergling kind of getting by, seeing that there's no expansion. The Stalker, though, having none of it, ready to have his second kill. Boom, goes back like nothing happened. Observer out, gonna see that his opponent does have Hydras, which is really good news for the Colossus that he wants to get but cannot yet afford, as he is supply blocked anyway. But he's taking entirely too much time to kind of, understand what is going on with his opponent. There was an Overseer on the map, and it looks like they are not going to stand having an Observer see their actions. And it looks like the Observer, or the Overseer, going to be moving around, and now the Queen does see it, forcing it to the side. No control as of yet, because we do have a push just outside the Hydra's range, and now lefeu going to be trying his best to get away. The Observer revealing, of course, creep tumors as well as the high ground. And now lefeu is forced to engage. Caboose losing a bunch of Zealots to unsupported Hydra fire. Actually, supported Hydra fire, not supported by the Stalkers, as they were more concerned with getting the spine crawler out. And as if I could talk, we'll see and hear that both Stalkers go down simultaneously because of the combined efforts of Speedlings and Hydras. Now we do have this Robo Bay, no Colossus, so it looks like Caboose is in full panic mode, getting as many units out of his 3 gateways as possible. Hydra's not going to be, effective against Stalkers as well. Ooh, using his trick against him, going to be picking off Hydras on the ledge, or picking off Stalkers with Hydras on the ledge. Again, I'll eventually get it, I promise. Been doing this for a few hours straight, so it's pretty tough. Not that I'm making excuses. I'm very good at making excuses, and that's not one of them. Believe me. That might have been a lie. You'll never know. Watch more and you'll maybe catch a glimpse of my character. But Caboose losing some probes here. Stalkers coming down, focus firing that Overseer, how dare he. And also focus firing one of his own Stalkers. That's very bad for business. One Stalker getting surrounded, getting sniped quite quickly. The first Colossus is out, extended thermal lance, 3 more Stalkers on the way. His answer should be Zealots. That's what he needs. lefeu, though, going to be pushing up with that Overseer, able to gain the ramp, or the vision, and even though the Colossus does go down quite quickly, he does take out the bulk of lefeu's forces, and weakens the rest fairly significantly. It looks like Caboose hates that Overseer so much that he's willing to completely ignore the Hydras that are attacking him, at least for a little bit. Again, the Overseer gets pegged. lefeu moving in with his remaining forces, rallying more, and is going to probably take out the units for Caboose. And he does have enough money for everything. He's pulling probes to try and defend, but probes will go down very quickly to Hydras with doing very, very little damage. Could have used his Chrono Boost on his Warp Gates A surprising amount of players do not know that you can actually do that. And with his remaining Stalker, gets surrounded by Zerglings and calls it. So there is game 1 of Caboose versus lefeu. lefeu proving victorious after a nicely timed Hydra push, after a failed push by Caboose, losing a bunch of units to his Spine Crawler, losing all his tanking Zealots to backed up Hydra Fire. So let's look forward to game 2.